Good morning from the Hampton Inn in Kanab, Utah. Jared, thanks for hooking me up with the sweet room. I really appreciate it. We have another update for the LX450 project, but don't worry, I'm not going to make you stare at my goofy mug the whole time. I did go out this morning and get some really nice drone footage of the Kanab area in the morning light. Just gorgeous in southern Utah. I did get news from the shop that the 1FZ-FE is installed in the truck and running, and so we're going to go and check that out. In the meantime, I have a couple of errands that I need to run between Kanab and Salt Lake City. We're going to stop by Expedition Outfitters and pick up our National Luna fridge, and then we are going to stop by Japanese Auto Parts, a salvage yard, and we're going to meet with Finn. Finn has been helping us out with odds and ends of parts that are no longer available from Toyota so that we can fill out our build. After that, I'm going to head over to the Rockies and hopefully take the rig for a test drive. So I'm rolling out of Kanab. It's a little over 300 miles to Salt Lake City. It's good to see the Wasatch Range again. You can see it's already winter up there in the mountains of Utah. I made it to Equipt Expedition Outfitters in really good time. They had the fridge packed up nicely and ready to go. If you haven't looked at a National Luna fridge up close, you got to check one out in person. They have a really nice showroom here with plenty of items on display. So now it's time to hit the road for Japanese Auto Parts and Salvage. It's a short adventure in urban driving, about 25 miles down to Lehi, Utah. Now, if you're building or restoring an 80 series, or in our case, an LX450, you're going to need a source for parts that Toyota simply doesn't make any longer. And thankfully, these guys have a good stock of donor vehicles. As you can see, this line of 80s here in their yard. But the thing that really helps is that Finn and his father, Steve, are really familiar with the 80 series. They own and drive cruisers themselves. They worked on it for years. In fact, here's Finn's rig. It's under construction. It's no small task, and check it out. He's done an incredible job on the frame. So these guys know it's important to save and organize all those valuable little bits and pieces that it takes to fully restore your rig. In fact, Finn's ability to just zero in on the part that we were looking for and get it shipped out to us has been critical to keeping our project moving forward. I'll leave a link to their business in the description. Drop in and visit them. You'll know Finn when you see him. He's the guy with the greasy boots and tools in his hands. Now, let's head back over the Rockies and check out the brand new 1FZ. It's about 500 miles or 8 hours from Lehi to Wheat Ridge, Colorado. That's just near Denver, but thankfully Rayna turned me on to the Cruisin2camp Podcast while I made the journey. You got to check out episode number 3 with Woody from I Hate Mud. It's great. I wasn't going to make it to Wheat Ridge before dark, and I was just beat from driving. So I found a nice spot to camp for the night and called it a day. So it's morning. I just woke up. I spent the night here in the truck just outside of Grand Junction. And I thought I should probably give you a look around at my fancy digs here so that you understand the glamour of building a cruiser when all of your resources are spread out among 3 states. Now, I'm not complaining. I'm actually having a really good time, but a little cramped tonight. Here, let me show you where I am. This is my luxurious van life video. Let me just turn the camera around here. And I'm in the back of my 2010 Tacoma. And yeah, this is my sleeping platform. So just to my left is a bunch of parts I picked up from Finn. Some other parts I need to deliver to JAS. And then, of course, I have the National Luna fridge in here right next to me. Then right under here, digging into my shoulder for the night, were some lateral control rods, drag link.
that I'm gonna be reconditioning. And right here I have intake manifold, got this from Finn, and we're gonna use that to model up our supercharger plumbing and intercooler and stuff, and a valve cover as well. And then of course there's my sustenance, my clothes in the red bag and all of my food and coffee in the bin. And then of course, let me just come around to get to this side here. And then of course, I sleep on this side. Man, this is just top notch. Oh, and did I mention, I think I still owe Finn like $300 for this stuff right here. So everything's moving along. We're accomplishing things.
Okay, a good night's rest, some coffee, and I'm rolling again. We hit Japanese Auto Service here in Wheat Ridge and found the rig waiting in Joe's work bay. Looking good, ready to fire it up for its maiden voyage. The engine assembly and installation are absolutely impeccable. Now we're going to fire it up in just a minute so you can hear it, but first I want to give you a close look at the detail that went into this. This engine is built from, no kidding, about 99% brand new OEM parts from Toyota. The short block, the engine head assembly, cams, valves, every hose and clamp, power steering pump, 150 amp alternator, radiator, even the washer fluid reservoir is new. And it's all coupled to a freshly remanufactured transmission, as well as a new OEM exhaust system all the way out to the resonator. So here we go with a 0 mile cold start, no warm up. It's been started before, but it's also been sitting in the shop over the weekend, so no preheated magic. Here we go. So there it is. Joe took me out for a spin, keeping an eye on the scan tools. That's Joe Risavi, by the way. Everything looks good, sounds good. Major milestone in our overall plan. So Joe sent us off. Mission accomplished. Next stop is going to be Campteq over in Grand Junction, where Eric can do his magic with a pop top and pretty much everything we're going to need in order to live comfortably on the road and in the backcountry. Thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to share the rest of the build with you. There's so much more to come with axles, suspension, accessories. Again, I'll leave you with some beautiful views we've experienced along the way. This whole project has just been a huge adventure, and we're only just getting started. Stay inspired. See you soon. Love y'all.